address the GearHead. Today we're going to be sanding bodywork on the Buick. So what I'm going to be doing first is going over some of the areas with 60 grit on an orbital sander. And then I'll be blocking them out using Dura-Blocks blocking tool, I guess. I kind of like these ones that got a little bit of flex to them in case you're working on a curved panel. They come in various sizes too and shapes. You can get a round one for doing curves, inside curves and whatnot. Little blocks for getting tight areas. So after I go over it with the 60 on the grinder, or sander, I'll be going over them with first 80 grit on the block, and then also 220 on the block. And we'll get to it. Okay, so we're going to start with this patch here on the door. There was an emblem here that said special, but I wanted to smooth this out a little bit, so I filled it in with just welding up the little holes, and then I put a coat of reinforced body filler over it, and then this coat of body filler. Thickness on body filler, they usually suggest not going much more than a 1/4 inch. I got a ton less than that here. This is just a nice tight skim coat, so that I don't want to have it build out and have a bump here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the 60, like I said, on the orbital. Make sure you wear a dust mask or something to protect you from the dust. You don't want to be breathing this stuff in. So that's the 60 grit. Now I'm going to hit it with the Dura-Block with the 80 grit on it. This one is just the sticky type. You can also get these blocks in the hook and loop, Velcro style. So I like using the longest block possible for a panel. That way you're bridging over the repair, and I find it is the best, most effective. Also, I like to do the crisscross method, which is going this way and then going back this way. That way, it levels in both directions. And like I said, this is the 80. We have a roll of 120 up there that we'll be using after. Okay. So now it's leveling out. I got a bit of a high spot there from before. So you can see all those scratches and stuff in here, I hope. Anyway, so now we're going to go over the 220 to get rid of most of those scratches. You have to watch out for wrinkles when you're putting this on, because if you get a wrinkle or a fold in it, it'll dig in and make a gouge in the bodywork. So you want to get this on nice and smooth, no bubbles, no wrinkles, and then get to work on it. Okay, so that's the 220. It's fairly smooth. I got a couple of low spots I'm going to have to put a little bit more filler on. But we'll move on to another spot I want to show you. Okay, so this is the door after being sanded down with the 220. I don't know if you can quite see, if the camera's going to pick it up. You see these pinholing here. So there's a little bit of a low spot there, and then there was a high spot here. And the rest of it looks okay, a little bit low up here. So basically what I'm going to have to do is go over this and lightly skim it again with filler, just to fill in these pinholes and these little bit of low spots. But I'll do that another time, and then once we get it all sanded fairly nicely, we'll do a spot prime on it and check for any other imperfections. Okay, I wanted to show you guys this spot because it's got this curve in it here, which is what this little round one is really good for. Basically, same idea, you wrap the sandpaper around it, and then you rock it back and forth. Okay. Once again, nice and smooth, no wrinkles. Actually, so what I'm going to do is this way and this way to work out this curve in here. I'm still going to go over with the 60 grit on the sander to knock down those ridges and high spots and work it down a little bit first before I get to that. There's a spot right in here in the trunk lip. I'm going to have to go in there with just a piece of sandpaper and my fingers once I open it up to sand in there. It's kind of a tight little spot, and none of the blocks are really good for it. This smaller square one is good for like areas up here where it's a smaller area and we might need to get into it into tight spots. It might do here. We'll give it a shot and see. But yeah, all right, sanding. You may notice that when I'm using this sander, I'm tilting it a little bit because I'm using the forward edge in this groove here because I don't want to gouge it too much. I just want to kind of keep working this curve to make it match up. So now that I got all the high spots down, we'll go in here with the block again. And like I said, it's just kind of rolling it. Still trying to use that crisscross pattern a bit. You want to rock it back and forth in here. And then we can also use this one. It's a smaller area up on here. And once again, I'll go over this with the 80 grit. And then back over it again with the 220 and see if I need to put any more filler in this area. I want to show you guys another tool. This is kind of like a feeler gauge that you use for bodywork. This and these blocks, you can probably find them at most of your auto body supply stores. They should carry, if they don't carry Dura-Block, they might carry something similar. This little tool you can push down onto the panel. And then you can check on the other side of the car if it matches. So if you have a spot that on the other side of the car is good, you can use this to copy the same pattern or the same wave on this side. Unfortunately, this car has a patch in this spot on both sides, so I'm just going to be using this to try to make sure that they match each other and blend nicely down into this spot here. So kind of, you can see how it's blending itself out along here. So I just want to keep that blend going, and just whatever I do here, match it on the other side. All right. Okay, so this is the small area I was telling you about inside the trunk lip here. I had to put some weld in a piece of metal and do some body work in here. Now, you're only going to be able to see this from the top or if the trunk is open, but it still needs to get fixed properly. So you can try with these round ones to get in there, but they don't always work. So sometimes all I do is I'll just take a piece of sanding paper, fold it over a couple of times, and then just go in here with my fingers and whatnot like this, and eventually it'll work its way out. Like I said, it's not a huge area to be dealing with, but it definitely needs to get done. With this sticky paper, the reason I like using it is because then you can use other things for sanding blocks. Alright, so that'll be it for this episode of Just the Gearhead. I'm not going to show you guys me sanding all the car because that'll just get boring. It's not the most exciting thing to do, let alone watch someone else do. But I would suggest you guys, if you're going to be doing bodywork, to pick up some of the Dura-Blocks. They're pretty handy. This big one only cost me like 20 bucks Canadian, and the two small ones were under 10, I think. But you can find them at most auto body supply places. And they also, that's where you'll find rolls of the sanding paper. Like I said, this is the sticky version. They do come in the hook and loop version. So yeah, I guess that's it. We do have a Facebook page now, so if you guys want to check that out, that'd be good. But thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and have a good day. See you next time.